Good afternoon. I was born and raised in Northern Ontario, mid-north. That's close to Lake Nipissing. If you know North Bay, then you know what lake I'm talking about. My father was a salesman, a wholesale salesman, and he would go in the stores and sell, and he was very good. He used to have a big car, and we had summers all to ourselves with mom, dad, the 5 boys, and me. We were 6 in 6 years and 4 months, and I was the last and the only girl. So I was the gift for everybody. We used to go mostly during the summer in Quebec, see my father's family, and in the United States. I had such a happy childhood, I can't imagine anything better than that. When I was about 11 years old, I had an experience of God that bowled me over, literally. It changed me altogether. I remember it was in May. I was walking on Main Street in Sturgeon, passing in front of the hospital, and the flowers were in bloom. And I guess it didn't last more than a second, but for me, it lasted for an eternity. I just grasped that God was the only one that could fill my heart, and that nothing else mattered, because I was made for Him, and I was going to Him. I came from Him. And for me, that meant He was calling me to give Him everything, and that was in religious life. But I was 11 years old then. When I started to be a teenager, I had rebellions, little rebellions with the parents, but mostly with God. I struggled. I fell in love, which my mother sort of reasoned me out of. But I gradually came to understand and build sort of a little plan for my life. So I wanted to travel. I wanted to go to university like my brothers. I wanted to maybe be a sister, but later on, when I get to be 35 or something. So I put my God on hold until he knocked back on my door, and I just had to say yes. But I struggled for about 8 months. And when I said yes, it was peace like I've never experienced. And I never looked back. And what happened is that when I said yes, I put all my plan of my own life, how I wanted to structure it, I gave it back to Him. And then later on in religious life, when they asked me to teach, I loved it. I said yes. When they asked me to go to the Philippines, I said yes. When they asked me to go to Rome, I said yes. When they asked me to, I went 13 times to Peru with groups of students because I was a chaplain at university. And then I said yes. So saying yes to God was part of my life. And now, when I look at my life, I realized that my experience at 11 years old sort of epitomized my whole life, because in that experience, I lived the spirituality of Saint Louis de Montfort, that I am a daughter of wisdom, founded by him. And this spirituality talks about 4 means to acquire wisdom, which is to be entirely given to Jesus through Mary, which is desire, prayer. Montfort calls it penance. I call it giving your plan of life to God so that you say yes to Him and not yes to yourself. And lastly, devotion to Mary. I had a profound devotion to Mary, and I don't know where I got it. My parents were normally very Catholic, but not that much. We didn't go to Mass every day. But anyway, and the only thing I can say when I end this account of my life is I have absolutely no regrets, because my life has been fulfilled and it's not finished, because I gave it to the Lord, and I'm happy with whatever He asked me to do. I'd say I have no regrets. Like Edith Piaf sings, Je ne regrette rien. And I am very happy in this life that I've given to the Lord. Thank you.